This one goes out to each and every one of you. All my scars, emotional and physical, have always had an ear for song. No wonder my wounds and all my healings are so easily drawn to the music within you.
What can I do that's different, but still interesting, and that still, forces me to grow and forces me to stretch and fall on my face and make mistakes and be vulnerable.
So he came to see me perform once, and that was the first time he had seen me live.
I think what struck me initially was kind of the charisma, the way he really performed the piece. Whether there was music or not, he very much had that energy. And I thought, there's probably more of that, and maybe there's a way to support it with music.
And what we do kind of just grew quite organically, and out of that process of just saying, hey, I like what you do, and I like what you do, and, my uncle's got a barn, and let's, put on a show, kind of thing. So, yeah.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know how I would pull it off, but I said yes anyway and figured we'd figure it out along the way.
It's really refreshing in a place like Los Angeles to find someone that is really into it and is a team player. Even beyond the music, what he brings as a composer and a musician, even beyond that, just the fact that he's a team player and he's just committed is just like, to me, that speaks louder in some ways than the music itself. So you take that level of commitment and then you bring in these lush music beds and stuff, and it's just like, wow, amazing.
I want to do different things. I want to explore. I want to play lap steel. I want to, let's try all these things. I might be terrible at it, and that's not the point. It's that I want to try to use all the tools, and maybe I'll be good at them. Maybe something will inspire me, and something will, kind of click. And it's fascinating how you can take different things that seem out of place, and suddenly, oh wow, that really fits. That's what's exciting to me about sort of the creative process.
All right, where's Bo? You there, man? Come on in. Let's plug you in. Let's make sure all this shit works.
Rich introduced me to Andrew. Everything I can't do in my project studio, we can do here. I mean, there's racks and racks of analog equipment. Everything's custom, everything's modded, and he's really sort of a master of tone. So I'll come in here with kind of an idea of, I'd like the guitar to sound sort of this way.
Like right now, it's a strum on the full chord with the low notes, high notes. Let's pick the two notes in the middle.
Yeah.
So yeah, just those guys. Exactly.
We can put different kinds of mics, different kinds of environments, and it's just, it's been really cool being in that kind of a creative space to be able to explore a lot of those things.
Yep, this is the notebook of all the stuff I got going right now. 81 plus 5 input out into a lot of scribbles. Well, that's just to get a bass sound. That's the drum sound, that's the bass sound. vocal sound, guitar sound. And so you can get somewhat close. You know, every day sounds a little different, but if you can get it through the same chain of electronics, when you record, when you go to mix and you have all the songs in a row and you're mixing, it just helps the sound stay consistent. That's the idea.
It's just something about being here, you know, it just sort of, for me, is inspiring. Rich is very much rhythmically oriented. If you've ever seen him just read, or if he just does a piece, like, you know, rhythm is a big part of his delivery.
When words meant to be spoken are bottled up, they make rot gut wine, start lying about their age. Slap a bumper sticker across your forehead proclaiming, graduate of the 12-step program for underachievers. Those bottled up words, French kiss barrels of loaded guns, become chalk outlines on the streets of reason, leave you stripped and abandoned like a stolen car, rewrite your life in third-person blank-eyed verse. I love language, you know, just, and I've loved language for a long time. Our time on Earth is short. Why not say things that'll either, you know, challenge / inspire / unite? And, you know, those are kind of lofty goals, but, you know, why not? You know, why not sort of go for it? I mean, it's just like, it's either that or just sit in my room and scribble in my journal.
Creativity is one of those things, you can't really schedule it. There's that spark that, you know, initially lets you know you're kind of on to something. And I think the spark comes from inside, it comes from experience, it comes from playing in a lot of crappy bands.
Part experience, part inspiration from either things I've read or overheard bits of conversation, dreams. Darwin descending, now I come to you. Have I devolved from some brain into a brute? Left before the wheel and crushed without a clue. Check my watch again. It's time to know the truth. Yeah, check my watch again. It's time to know the truth. 'Cause I can't tell, what is this human race? Yeah, was I better off in my monkey phase? I can't tell what is real or just a dream where I didn't have to say. How long have I been living in my mind? How long? I was in a band here in LA and I was actually the lead singer, and that band fell apart and one of the musicians basically drank himself to death. And after that, it sort of broke my heart so much that I actually didn't sing. Like, I stopped singing. You know, I just pretty much focused on spoken word and doing poetry and stuff. And I think, you know, one of the greatest gifts Bo has given me is that I'm sort of rediscovering my singing voice, you know.
You know, our day-to-day and jobs and everything else, you know, it can be really draining, and you give a lot to those things. And music, for me, has always been one of those things that I give a lot to, but I get a lot back.
I need to do it. I mean, you know, I need to do it to sort of stay sane. I need to do it because I feel like I need to communicate.
I found for me personally that when I stopped focusing on sort of the end game, it was so much more rewarding. You know, that the work kind of led me to the next thing. And that's really all I ever had to worry about. And it's not what happens after that matters. It's kind of crafting the record and putting these pieces together. That's, it's an emotional thing. You put everything you have into it to try to make it as good as you can, and that's your reward.
Why would you deprive yourself of doing that art? First and foremost, just do it because you need to do it, and it satisfies some part inside of you, and then build from there, You can fly so high, or let life take you down. Wishbones and gunfire, wishbones and gunfire. You can live the dream, or die before the dawn. Wishbones and gunfire, wishbones and gunfire.